What's up guys, it's Matt Collins Jones here, also known as the D365 Geek, and today we're talking about Power Automate, we're talking about expressions, and we're going to talk about the decodeURIComponent expression in the conversion functions group. So what is this function? Well, unlike the encodeURIComponent function or the URIComponent function, this takes that URI filtered, clean string, and that converts that back into what it should be. So as we saw in one of the previous videos about encoding URI, that function strips out any characters in a URL that could potentially be dangerous, could potentially cause errors in code or error handling, and it actually takes those out and replaces those with other characters. This function converts that back again into what it should be. So let's take a look at it. So I've got a manual trigger flow here. It's got a couple of inputs. We've got a text input and a number input. We're going to ignore the number input for now. We're just going to use the text one. Now I have a compose action here, which is the encode URI component. As I mentioned in the previous video, this one has now been succeeded by another one just called URI component. Again, I think this is just a way so that it groups them together. I actually don't know why there isn't another one for decode URI component yet. I'm sure it's probably coming, but it's not here yet, so we're going to do a video about it. So what this does is this encodes the URI component in the text box that we're getting in the manual trigger flow, and it's going to remove any dangerous characters from there, and then we're going to use that. So in the compose to action, we're going to go to expressions, scroll down until we get to conversion functions. We're going to go down here until we get to decode URI component. So the URL decodes the input string. So this basically takes whatever we've encoded into the URI format for the URL, so taking away the colons, the forward slashes, etc., and we're going to then decode that and add those back in based on that input. So if I click decode URI components, flick over to dynamic content and go to outputs, and put that in there, and click OK, and we can test this. So I'll perform the trigger action. We'll choose https // www.microsoft.com, and we'll run the flow. Click done. So we can see that the input that we're capturing in the manual trigger is https / www.microsoft.com. In the compose action, we can see that this function, the encode URI component, has actually stripped those bits out, those few starting characters, the colons and the forward slashes. So this %3a is the colon, and the %2f are the forward slashes. And then we can see in the last part, the decode URI component, it's actually added those back in. Now we can even add like further ones onto the end, and again it'll just decode it like this. So that's why this might be useful. We can store the data in a safe way without any things like colons and slashes are used in code. We don't want this to accidentally run any erroneous code or break any code that's there, and that's why we can format it like this so that we know what it is, we can store it, and then we can convert it back later if we need to, or we can use it in that base function. But that's what this function does. So if you ever have anything that comes in with these, you can convert this to a full proper URL like this. So what do you guys use this for at the moment, or do you use it? Are you going to use it in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, if it helped you out, if you could like it and share it with a friend, it's always appreciated. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that now, and I'll see you next time.